Hi, welcome to another episode of Book Covers DIY. Today I'm going to show you how to design a book cover for a psychological thriller. So let's get started. Now, if you watched my last episode when we designed our Diamond Rings book cover, before we started designing this book cover, we went over to Amazon to get some inspiration. I started off in the book section and then I went down to mysteries and thrillers. Might not be here. So that's why it's a good thing that we took a screenshot of it, as I told you last week. If you find a book cover you like, make sure to take a screenshot or save the image so that you can refer back to it when it comes time to design your own book cover. So here is the photo that I saved, and I really like this design specifically because of the cutout letters, as you can see here. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's hop on over to Canva. As you know, Canva is that website we use for all of our book cover designs. It's free, so you just register and log in and you'll be taken to a home page that looks similar to this. You can scroll across the middle and usually find book cover. If not, just come up to the search bar and type book cover. It's going to take you over to the Canva pre-made templates page. There are over 7,000 book cover templates here if you would like to get inspiration from one of those, but as always we're going to come back up to the top and click on create a blank book cover. That's going to take us over to our design area. Here on the right is our book cover, which is currently blank. Over here on the left we have the toolbar and our toolbox, which will change depending on which tool we are using. Now, I always like to start with a photo or some sort of graphic because that is going to be the main focal point, and it's also going to help dictate the color scheme as well as the font we are going to use, which again today that's kind of already decided because we want to use these like cutout magazine letters. Let's see what they have along the lines of a letter or a card of some sort. So, also before we get started, today, as you'll notice, we're working on the front cover only. That's why I clicked on ebook, because we are mainly going to be focusing on the design aspect. But if you are needing a complete book cover for print, you can always watch today's video for inspiration and then hop on over to my print book cover tutorial, where I will show you how you can calculate the exact dimensions needed for your book, as well as go on to design the back cover and the spine. The link will be in the description box below, so be sure and check out that video right after this one. Okay, so we're going to come over here to our toolbar on the left and we're going to click on elements. Then we're going to come up to the search bar and type in maybe envelope and hit enter. Now we have several options. We can click on graphics, photos. Of course, we wouldn't need videos or audio today. Let's see. I think for today I want to use a photo. So I'm going to click on see all, and it's going to show me all the different photographs that have envelopes or envelopes, depending on where you're from, how you pronounce it. I kind of like that one there. This one as well. Now you will notice that some of these have the crown in the corner, and when you hover over it, it says Pro. A little pop-up box appears that says this premium image is included with your Canva Pro plan. So I have Canva Pro. I have access to use these for free because I have the paid version of Canva. If you are using the free version and you would like to filter those out, then just come back up to the search bar at the top and you'll see 3 lines with 3 circles. Click in there and here's where you'll find your filter controls. Go under the price category and click on free, and make sure that box is checked, and then just click off to the side, and you can see now that all of the pro or the paid results have been removed, and now you have all of these free options. If there is one you'd like and you'd like to see how it would look over here on your canvas, just click on the image and you can see it appears over here. Of course, it is smaller than our book cover, so we're going to need to stretch it out. To do that, you can just click on any one of these 4 dots in each corner, hold it and stretch it out until it reaches the edge, and of course this one you're going to probably have to go beyond the edge like that, and then you can move it to the left and right. When you see the solid line in the center, that means the image has been centered, and you can just click off to the side to see how it looks. You can also try others as well. We can make that one smaller and move that one aside. You know what, this one with the heart and the pink, I think I want to stick with pink and heart. I'm going to come back up to the top, and this time I'm going to type in Valentine's and see what we get. Okay, so I found a few I like. Here's that first one we tried, but I didn't like that brown background, so I'm going to delete that one. The way to delete an image or any kind of object is to click on it, and you'll see this purple box appears around it, and then you'll get this little toolbar right above it, or sometimes below it. You just have to click on the trash can, and that is delete. Here's one with a red envelope, but I feel like there's not going to be enough room to write our words on, so I'm also going to delete that one as well. And then I have this one here that has a letter in an envelope, and it has the red hearts I wanted. So let's grab the corner and stretch that one out. Of course, this image is horizontal, and then our book cover is vertical, but that's okay because I'm going to show you how we can just adjust it and fit it on there. So again, I'm just stretching out until it meets each edge, make sure all four corners are covered with the image, and then now we just basically have to position it or reposition it. Okay, and it's okay if these hearts are cut off because we've got hearts here, here, red, and I do want the tip of that pin to show. Okay, so I'm happy with how that looks. I'm just going to click off to the side to see. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to sort of adjust the color of this. To do that, I'm just going to click on the photo again, and then you're going to get some options right up here. The first one is Edit Image. I want to click on Edit Image, and then you're going to see that our toolbox changes. Some of the options do have the crown, as you can see, background remover, magic eraser, things like that. But I'm going to come down here to filters. I'm going to click on See All, and then we're going to have all of these different filters that are going to change the tone of the photo. You can see at the very top it says None, and there's a purple box around it. That is where we currently are. But these filters are separated by tones. We have natural, warm, cool, vivid, soft, vintage, mono, and color pop. What I want to do is I want to choose a filter that's going to make this pink a little bit more vibrant, but at the same time make this note paper a little bit more white. There's vivid, that's going to kind of make it look a little bit more bright, but see how pink the paper got? I don't want that. There's also soft, it's going to make it a little bit more dreamy looking. You can also decrease the intensity on these filters. See right here, use this slider to sort of bring it down to maybe midway. So that's looking pretty great. There's also like fade. Let me go back up to that fresco. Since this is a psychological thriller, I'm kind of like the way the shadows get darker. I'm going to bring the intensity level a little bit, maybe 2/3 of the way. Okay, so I think I'm happy with how that looks. Now, if you ever have a photo that you want to turn black and white, you can also do that just by scrolling down, and you will choose one of the filters under mono. Okay, so once you are happy with your filter and the way the image looks, all you have to do is click off to the side, and then it'll set it. Now let's go and add our magazine or cutout letters. We're going to come back up to Elements, and then we're going to just type in magazine letters and hit enter, and then we have an option again to either go with graphics like this, or at the top right here we can switch to photos. As you can see, there are all different letters in here. I'm going to come back up to the top, and where it says magazine letters, I'm just going to type in the letter A, magazine letters A, and then now it's going to give me all the different versions of the letter A. We have uppercase and lowercase, so we can just click on any one we want. Now you will notice that there's one here, it's dancing or hopping around. That's going to be one of the animated options. If you want to filter those out, you just come right back up to the top to your filter controls. This is where we filtered out the price earlier, but this time we're going to go right above there to animation, and we have an option of static or animated. We want static images only, so we click on static and then click off to the side, and you can see that little dancing A disappeared. These are all static images. Again, you can filter out the pro ones in that same area. Okay, so if there's a letter I like, I can just click on it and it appears over here. Before we even do that, I have to think of a name for this book. So let's see. In order to think of a title of the book, I usually kind of have to think of a story in my head. Okay, so let's make this one, instead of 2 serial killers, let's make this one from one, like from a stalker. So we got this heart theme and this Valentine's theme going on. Let's go with love. So let's delete this and let's come up here, and we're going to write magazine letters L. So we're going to find all the L's. Okay, so now we have all these L's. I'm going to switch over to photos. I think the graphics look a little bit too cartoony. Everything looks realistic. So let's go over to photos. Let's try this one here. This first L, it's red, so it matches that envelope. Okay, so we have L, and now we need an O. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and grab all the letters we need, and then hop right back and we'll start arranging them. All right, guys, so I found all the letters. I've switched a few out. I brought that original L that I had up here. I brought it down here. But now, as you can see, they are so large that they're off the paper. We need to adjust them. So to do that, you just click on the image and you can drag it smaller or larger. Another thing you can do, let me zoom in actually so you can see what I'm doing. If you see this slider down here, this is your zoom control. So right now it's like at 27%. As you slide it to the right, you can see that I am zooming in. As you can see right here, the corner of this L is overlapping the top of the envelope, but we want to make sure that it looks like it's only on the page or on the paper. So what we're going to have to do is pivot our image. So let's click on the L, and instead of stretching it and shrinking it to adjust the size, we're going to use this little control down here that appears. This is our pivot control. You can see it's got two little arrows, rounded arrows. If you click in there and then hold it as you move your mouse to the left or the right, you can see I'm pivoting the letter so that it makes sure that it stays on just the paper and not the envelope. And then now I can adjust the size again, and I can even pivot it a little bit more if I want. All right, and then now let's move on to this one. Same thing here. If we want to pivot it a little bit to the left, move everything over. I want to pivot that one. All right, and then now I'm going to move on to the next line. We have this big Y here. Now, if you want to crop any of these letters in, instead of using the dots, you're going to use these little bars here, as you can see. So watch when I bring it down, it's kind of cutting off that excess white on that Y. Same thing on this F. Let's say I don't want all this excess black. I can just bring in that bar, and you can see that kind of thins it out. All right, so let me go ahead and work with these last two lines, and then I'll come right back. Now let me show you something else you can do. You've noticed this U keeps going behind the F, but I actually want it to overlap in front of the F because there's all this space here. Now let me show you how you can adjust your layers. So we're going to click on the U, or actually you can click on any of these. Come up to position. If you click in there, it's going to take you to the arrange tab. And here is where you can center things or move things backward and forward. I actually want to click on the layers tab, and this is where you're going to see all the different layers in your design. So you can see we have all of these letters, and then you scroll down and there is our background. What I want to do is find this U, which is going to be highlighted purple, as you can see right there. There it is. And I want to drag it above the F, or I can just drag it actually to the very top to make it a top layer. See, here is the black and white F right up here. I just have to click on it, drag it all the way up, and I'm going to place it on top, and then you can see now it appears on top of the F. So that's how you can adjust your layers. I'm going to pivot it that way. And as you can see, as I click on each letter, it is highlighted over here in the layer. So if you ever need to find out where something is, again, you will click on any of your elements, click on position, and then you're going to default to the arrange tab. You'll want to click on layers, and that's where you can adjust what goes on top of what. And here I want to bring this L above the other L. So I'm going to bring that up. Actually, I'm going to make these a lot smaller. Your is way too big. Okay, just 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I think I'm happy with this, how this looks here. Okay, let's see. There's a comma. Let's go into graphics. There's a comma. Ooh, I kind of like, let's see. There's a green one. Rotate it a little bit. Let's, kind of not liking that. Okay, let's delete that one. And here is this little brown one. Looks like it's cut out from a magazine as well. All right, this is also sort of a reveal, I guess. It's the name of our book title is Love, Your Future Killer. So again, our story, our fake story is, someone has a stalker, and let's say they have to find out who it is, or she has to get them before they get her. Let me zoom out a little bit more with our zoom control here, just so we can see the top and the bottom of our book cover. Okay, and then I want to add a tagline. As I told you last week when we did the Diamond Rings book cover, that we added a tagline because, again, by the title alone, Diamond Rings, you don't really know what it's about. I told you it could be someone that's a jewel thief, or someone who is a wedding coordinator. So it could be about anything. Your tagline is, it's like having a billboard for your book. It's like free advertisement. Don't waste that space. People aren't always going to pick up your book or read the blurb on the back. So let's make sure to always have a tagline or something on the front front that's going to tell your potential reader what it's about. This one again was about a sort of a black widow that keeps marrying men for their money. She's doing away with them. So we need to think of one for this one. So let's come over here to text again, right under elements. And instead of add a heading, because we don't want a big bold text box, let's just add a subheading. And you can see it appears right here. Let's bring it down. We got a lot of space here, so this would be a good spot for our tagline. Now, it could either be a tagline or a teaser. Let's see, let me think. When your secret admirer, serial killer. All right, so here's our tagline: when your secret admirer is a serial killer. Okay, I do not like this font, of course. This is Canva Sans default font. We don't want to leave that. Let's find something else. Let's see. Let's try out a few. I kind of like this Poppins. Let's see. It's a 66. Let's make that smaller. Again, you can either grab the corner, drag it in and out, or you can come up here to the font size, click in there, and choose one of these numbers, or 64, or you can use the plus and minus. Let me see what 60 looks like. I kind of like how bold that is. If you ever notice a font that has an arrow next to it, that means there are other options of that font. So if I click in there, I'm going to see, oh, there's quite a few for this one. There's thin, and you can see how thin it got. Extra light, light, regular, medium, semi-bold, bold. I think this is extra bold and black, which is, it's really hard to read. I think I like the semi. Let's try medium. Okay, so we'll go with semi-bold. To make this stand out, I'm going to highlight just the part that says serial killer, just those two words. And then I'm going to come up here to this A with the rainbow line. Again, this is our text color. Click in there, and let's go down to photo colors. And you can see here it has some other photos now because it has the O and the V. Let's go with this red that's that's the same red that's in these hearts here. Now let me click off to the side to see how that looks. That looks good. I think I want it a little bit darker because it's hard to see on this pink background. So again, I'm going to highlight those two words. And you know what? Let's try this darker, the one that's in the shadows. Nope, not happy with that one either. We're going to have to just go and make our own. So again, let's go with that first red right here, which was too light. And then we're going to come up to add a new color. So this is where that red is. I can do two things. I can either drag this down into the darker. See how it's changing? Look over here at the words as they're changing. See, look how dark they're getting there. It's almost black. That's dark red. I'm going to bring it up a little bit, probably right about there. Okay, I want those two words to stand out. All right, that looks great. I'm going to click off to the side. So again, that's a way that if you find a color you like, but it's just not right, just not perfect yet, just click in that box and you can adjust the shade. You know what, let's see, this one, yeah, that's what I thought. This one has a little drip of blood. Let's go find some drips of blood for ours. Okay, we're going to go back to elements, type in blood. Here we have some splatters, some lines, some drips. I'm under graphics, kind of maybe this one. Let's see how that looks. Okay, I like that one. Let's make it smaller, a lot smaller actually, and let's maybe put it right above the E. All right, now let's find another one. I think I want one. Let's put one to dot the I. That would be fun. Well, I don't mean that blood is fun, but you know what I mean. Okay, let's see. Oh, you know what we can do? If you notice here, this little box says magic recommendations. Sometimes when you click on an image or a graphic, and if there are similar designs to that one, this little box will appear that says magic recommendations. If you click on see all, you're going to get all the other, well, not all of them. Why is there this is a pig with a brain? What is this? Normally, I mean, as you can see, the majority of them are along the same lines as the one we picked up here, but I don't know why there was a pig with a brain. Okay, so let's try this one here. Let's see if that one works for an eye. It's a little bit too, no, I think that one's too dark. Let's delete that one. Okay, I think this one here is going to work. This one has two dots, but that's okay. Let's try to place one of them. Again, I'm going to zoom in so we can do this. Oh, it's pretty much already there. Okay, so that looks pretty similar to that one. All right, let's zoom out. Oop, wrong way. Okay, and then let's see, let's go back. Let's get out of magic recommendations. And maybe there's a handprint. Let's see if there's like a, let's see if there's a bloody fingerprint. There's some fingerprints. I mean, you can always turn these red. Like, let me show you how to do that. I'm not going to use this one, I don't think, but I want to show you. So you can see this fingerprint is black, but if you look up here, there's a black circle. It says color. If you click in there, you're going to get those color palettes. And you can see when I clicked on the red, I can click on any of these colors actually, and it'll change to match it. Now, not all of the graphics can do that. Only if you click on one and you see little color dots, then you can. But not all of them you can change. For instance, let me go back to elements. Let me go back and type it again. Oh, there it is. Bloody fingerprint. Graphics, see all. Let me find one that you can't change so you can see what I mean. Probably this knife. Okay, I'm going to click on this knife. And you can see here, there are no circles up there, no colors. That means you cannot change any of the colors on this graphic. So let me delete that. I don't want this one either. I want to, oh, I did see, okay, this one here. A heart. I think that's perfect. We got all of these hearts over here. So let's add a bloody fingerprint heart. And you can see you can't change that one. It doesn't have the color, but I'm going to show you how we can make it darker. I guess right about here. Okay, now again, we can't change it, but we can add a filter to it because it's too bright. I want it to be more like the blood on the letter. So let's go to edit image. And again, we're going to go down to filters, click on see all. And here are filters. So I want to go probably make it more like dried blood down here. Well, let's see, Belvedere. No, I think it's still too bright. Let's go down here to, okay, here we go. Scandi, Nordic, Astro. I think that Nordic's going to be good. Okay, I like that one there. We can adjust the intensity if we wanted. But I think I'm happy with that because look how much it matches. It matches the red in here, the red in the blood, and then red in the word serial killer. So I'm probably going to bring this up a little bit. And I might want to pivot that a little bit this way. We want to make sure this is centered. You'll know it's centered when the solid line appears, but if you're having trouble centering it, let me show you something else you can do. I'm going to move it off to the side. If you're having trouble, you can click on your text box, come up to position, and we are in the layers tab because that's the last one we used. But you can go to the arrange tab, and right here it says center. If it's not grayed out, that means it is not centered. But when I click on center, watch this jump over to the center, and then the center word is going to be grayed out. See? Okay, so you see that? It just jumped over and now that is grayed out. So if you're ever wondering if your text is centered, again, go to position and arrange, and this should be grayed out. If it is not grayed out, that means your wording is not centered. Let me click off to the side. Okay, that's looking great. Now we need to add an author name. I can either go back to the text tool and click on add a subheading, or I can click on this and duplicate it. So see, when I click on there, you have your little toolbar with delete, but to the left of it is duplicate. If you click on there, you're going to get a second text box and you can delete all these words and add your own. But I want to show you another way to find the font you use. So I'm going to delete that duplicated one. Okay, let's add a subheading again. And we get a text box. I'm going to bring it up here so you can see. Let's think of, let's try a lowercase. Okay, so this is our fake author name, Abby King. Let's make sure we have the same font. It looks similar, but again, it's not. This is Canva Sans, the default font. If I want to match this, and I do, let's say I can't remember the name of this because I tried so many. Let me show you a quick trick you can do. Make sure you have clicked on your text box. You can click on Canva Sans, and then you can scroll all the way up to the top, and under document fonts, it'll show you the different fonts you've used. Right now, there's a check next to Canva Sans because that's what it currently is. But if you remember, this one down here was called Poppins. So if I click on Poppins, you can see it changed to Poppins. And then we just want to open that to make sure we are on semi-bold. You can always try light. Like let's say you don't want it to stand out. You could try regular. There's medium, semi-bold. I think I'm going to stick with the semi-bold, and let me just move it. I want to move it over here, and I want to make it smaller. Let's see, this one is 60. I want this one also. And if you want to know how I figure that out, when I clicked on it, look up here and it says 60, and then watch when I click on Abby King, it says 66. So I'm going to just go down to 60. Let's actually try 56 because I want the focal point to be the main letters and then our tagline down here. Now, if you want to try it out with a capital letter, you can also just click on it and duplicate it, and you can try it with all caps like that, or you can try it out like that and decide, which way do I like? But I'm actually liking the lowercase, so I'm going to delete that. You can also try it on this side. So let's say I don't want it there. I want to bring it back over here. Click undo and it'll jump back. So this is undo and redo. See? Undo and redo. So that's how you can put things back once you move them or if you make a mistake. Okay guys, I think we're done with our book cover here. Let me show you how we can save this project and download it, and then we will compare it with our inspiration design. All right, so let's come up to the top. I'm just gonna call this serial killer book cover. All right, so that's our project title, and then now we're gonna click on share and download. It's gonna suggest PDF standard for print. We're not printing anything. So we're just going to go to PNG and then download, and it only takes a second to get across to the other end. All right, and so now it is done. All right, so here it is in my downloads. I'm just going to click on the image, and then now let me clear all this out so we can compare it. All right, guys, so here is our book cover, our completed book cover that we made inspired by this one here, Love Letters to a Serial Killer, a novel by Tasha Coriel. So I didn't read the plot of this, but I'm assuming, you know, it says, P.S. Please don't kill me. So I'm assuming it's from like a fan that writes to serial killers. This book, our book, is actually the opposite. Our book, our story is, it's right here in the tagline. When your secret admirer is a serial killer. So someone is getting letters from a stalker, a serial killer. They got a, Valentine's, maybe some flowers or some candy or something. And the card inside said, "Love your future killer." So obviously they are threatening our main character, and in our story by our fake author Abby King, the protagonist has to figure out who this stalker is and get them before they get her. So that's our made up story for today for our book cover. All right, so I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. If you did, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. And let me know what you thought in the comments section. I love hearing your feedback. And don't forget, if you're needing a print book cover, make sure to click the link in the description box below to watch my print book cover tutorial, where I go on to show you how to design the back cover and the spine and make sure it's all cohesive and goes well together. And if you're enjoying these videos, please subscribe and consider becoming a member here on YouTube. We have some extra perks such as tutorials that are not available to the public. So be sure and check that out. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. So again, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, liking, and subscribing. Until next time, bye-bye.